Now going over to the Culture Pride podcast here, J.K. Rowling retweeting a mother who is getting threats for speaking out against trans athletes. Now this comes to us, actually retweeted from J.K. Rowling from Riley Games. See here. Only about a minute 52 long. And also, it looks like the video was originally by the Publica, good old Jeremy at the Quartering. Now, Riley Gaines originally said, quote, "Listen to the mother of a female runner in Oregon speak to the threats these girls and their families face if they even dare speak out about the injustice of undeserving men stealing women's titles. This is despicable and unacceptable. Hashtag OSAA is the official Twitter account of the Oregon School Activities Organization." I suspect they'll get very popular very soon with that hashtag, or they will now. Looks like the mother's blurred out. Again, this is originally credited to the Publica. Without too much further ado, and their voice is, of course, infinitely more soothing than mine, so without too much further ado.
My daughter is in her senior year, and she has to compete against Hayden, who just won first at state and took away spots from our girls, and he doesn't deserve it. He needs to be with the men. I don't care if he's transgender. You can have your own opinion and do what you want to do, but you have no right taking away from these girls. Their emotions matter too.
Right. Has anybody been afraid to speak out?
Yes. A lot of parents are afraid to speak out because there is repercussion from OSAA that if you discriminate or put anyone down for their gender or talk negative, it can disqualify the children from events, but it can also just pick out parents from all OSAA events.
Oh, so you'd be banned
from lifetime ban for both.
Oh, wow.
That's my understanding. And it's not fair. These girls, my daughter has been training since 5th or 6th grade to be where she's at. She trains year round. And for him to take it, it's not okay. He might be able to compete in college, but he will never be able to compete on a national level. Never.
Is there anything else you'd like to say about this?
Why is it that transgender and LGBTQ have taken away so many rights for women? We have fought so hard for years, and here they are taking it from us in sports, and they're taking it from girls who don't deserve it and don't understand.
Can't imagine having your
My
kid.
daughter is in her
And Elon, I don't know, they say it's a bug or a feature, but every time you finish a video, usually just automatically resets. Perhaps because you're so enthusiastically watching, you want to see it again. Maybe that's what Elon is interpreting it, maybe, but it is quite morally, mentally heartless, vacuous to say the least, to have someone have an opportunity stolen and abolish command, who, again, has inherent benefits, inherent advantages competing in female sports. I feel like more and more people are getting more outspoken. They're not as intimidated as they used to, where people, again, and there are still people who will not speak about this topic because they're worried about losing their job, they won't get a promotion at work, maybe they'll be just socially ostracized. And again, depending geographically in the United States, that could very well be true. Somewhere like California and San Francisco, you would probably be chased out of the neighborhood with pitchforks. And I was about to say, what would be a more appropriate metaphor than pitchforks? Adult toys, rainbow like sparklers, and lots of those flags. That'd be probably more accurate if you look at the parades and all that kind of stuff. That'd be a more accurate way they would drive you out of town. They also probably shame you or something. Accuse them of some ism. That's a very popular tactic. Again, you just want to have your kid have an equal opportunity for girls to compete against girls. You give them a level playing field. Now, this one moderately valuable. About 500,000 views, about 22,000 likes. Some of the top comments being like a cartoon sketch, and it's from LGB. It says, "How is it?" And it's a cartoon where you have a female with the jersey that says women's rights and says there's really something unfair about this, and you have a big old guy with a ponytail who's jacked, like got muscles the size of most people's thighs, and his little uniform, a basketball jacket, that has a trans right on it, and he says bigot, and he got gold and she got silver. Probably about 2 to 3 times body composition of that individual. I got 314 likes. Let's see here. 5 suffragette says, "Speak out, we must." And it says a bunch of women doing weightlifting, and it has a man in a dress weightlifting, and interestingly enough, her hair is not blue, but there's a gal pointing to the gentleman lifting and says, "Her right to compete must be protected at all cost." And the other ladies are look like nice grandmas saying, "You're so virtuous," which I don't say F minus for marketing, but that's not typically what we're seeing. Most grandmas aren't out there saying, "Yeah, good for you." I would venture to say most of them would probably be giving. I was gonna say giving them a what would be an old timey saying, giving them a licking, so to say, like a rootin' tootin' scolding. That's the word I was looking for. So yeah, I don't know if that's too accurate of a comic right there. Not a single blue hair in sight. I got 135 likes though for that particular comic. Let's see here. I also have a gentleman wearing a dress going into a woman's, staying outside a woman's stall, saying after you. And the little girl's looking at him. Going down here. Honey Badger Mom, aka DK Burford, saying, "This is my interview. Thank you for retweeting. There are thousands of people there, and only a handful are willing to speak out. This was one woman in the stands when the boy ran against the girl, stood up and yelled for everyone here. That's a boy in lane 5 running. This is wrong. This shouldn't happen. More people need to call us out, not just online but in person." I'm getting 440 likes, which yeah, 110% peacefully protest. Bring some. Go to Hobby Lobby. Go to Hobby Lobby if you have the budget. Get some nice card stock or poster board. And make your opinion be heard. Because believe it or not, there are a couple of people who don't realize this is happening, especially if they don't have children not interested in. I was gonna say most people are interested in high school athletes and maybe a little bit in collegiate athletes, just if you're alumni or something. But there are a lot of people who don't believe this stuff is happening. We see this a lot of cultural phenomena. I was going to say, first this isn't happening, or actually we're told, certain things aren't happening. They were said, "Oh yeah, it's happening, but it's not really happening to a large scale." They're saying, "Oh yeah, it's a big scale." Then they say, "Oh yeah, you have to embrace it. Now you have to celebrate it." That's kind of the traditional thing we see from a cultural phenomenon. Cactus Castle says, "I can't believe this is where humanity went in my lifetime," getting 173 likes. Here. Frontliner says, "The men claiming to be women steal the titles meant for women, have no shame and sense of value in them. They have been defeated by life already." Got 40 likes. See here. Share, I don't know if it's a real share, but a share says, "The crowd needs to make their feelings clear. No one with an ounce of decency and respect for safe and fair competition wants to see a mediocre male trouncing female athletes. It's an abomination." Getting 53 likes. See here. 28, let's see. Belinda says, "Our girls need to learn to fight back. If someone does not speak, yell." Getting 96 likes. Is in contrarian statements. Because again, there are millions of people who do want this happening. Most of them live in San Francisco, but nevertheless, they exist and they vote. Here. Nicholas James says, "How did the perverts gain so much power?" Getting 49 likes. Yeah, remember when we were told, like, just in the bedroom, everyone just wanted their privacy. Just do whatever you want in the bedroom. Yeah. The slippery slope theory is not really a theory, it's a fact. Here. This is a dark humor comic. So Base Chef has a picture of a man doing the, what is that? Not the javelin, that's the little pokey stick in the Olympics. What is the one where you just throw, not like a glorified cue ball? You throw that ball, spear throwing thing. Thing you do as a kid, but then as an adult you compete in the Olympics. Spear throwing? I had one friend in high school do that, but nevertheless, you probably hopefully can guess what kind of Olympic event I'm saying. That's shot put? Maybe? Ah, yeah, probably. Anyway, it has a gentleman in a tank top. He's about to throw the ball, and the t-shirt, or the tank top has a trans flag pinned to his chest area. And it says, "Winning is 10% luck." And he throws the big sphere. It says 20% skill, 70% saying identify as a girl. And it gets first place, of course. Got 67 likes, which, yeah. Yeah, what is this? Tina Marie says, oh no, she says he has a picture saying transgender is a mental disorder. Men cannot compete in women. Women cannot be men, getting 71 likes. Bo says, "Oregon no longer requires proficient reading, writing, and mathematics skills. It has restored prehistoric quality education, so good luck with eliminating boys and girls sports, which is entirely unfair to girls." Getting 3 likes. Which, yeah, I was going to say, living in Oregon, I don't say it's red flag number 1, but dear God, why are you living in that place? Place that made all drugs legal, but banned plastic straws. That is the priorities of that state. So, interesting enough, not a single contrarian statement. Again, there are millions of Americans, millions of people who think it's a good thing. But, I mean, I don't really see how it's fair. So let me know in the comments. Again, I have friends on the left and the right and the middle. I mean, I have one who does believe we should just have one category for all sports where it's just not, gender isn't a thing, it's just every single person, which by de facto, you'll just have men's sports because the men would just dominate everything. Then I have most of my friends who are, most of them are involved in, have family connections that are working in these areas, or more accurately said, competing in these realms. So it's not too an issue. But a lot of my friends are saying, yeah, it's absolutely mentally, morally vacuous, disgusting. Well, they don't use that vernacular, of course, they're normal, they don't speak like me. But nevertheless, let me know in the comments, do you know anyone who approves of this type of activity of having men compete with girls? Let me know in the comments. As always, it'd be fascinating to hear what you have to say. Thank you, everyone, for taking the time to tune in. Again, trying to get to 4,000 subscribers by the end of the month. So if you could click that button, I would greatly appreciate it. Also, leave a thumbs up, thumbs down, or comment is a great way to give me some additional feedback, letting me know how I can make the show better and better. Lastly, don't forget to take the time to tell your family, tell your friends, tell your coworkers, heck, tell your enemies, anyone and everyone. Just stay safe, fight the good fight.